So here's what I can say as far as the tilts. You had one aerial where you came down, you got hit by the PK fire, but for your tilts, unless you're going to get a actual punish with it, like for him making a big mistake, if you can get like a pivot cancel forward tilt or set up a tech chase with a down tilt, then I would not be throwing them out like a, I think you went for like an almost out of shield option here. Let me see. So I think it was right there. So right here, he spot dodged. So yeah, going for up tilt here. Realistically, right here, what I would have gone for, just to keep yourself safe, is go for a jump away with a back air. So if he does go for PK fire, you're not caught. If he tries to jump at you, then you still catch him with a back air. And if he just stays there or like resets, you don't get hit at all. The up tilt, the problem for me with up tilt here is that, yes, it was a little bit on the slow side, but even if you catch him, he's not going to die. Right? It's just, it's a fast move on startup, but the end leg is atrocious. Same thing with like the forward tilt as well too. So you gotta be careful with that. Right? Also the panic F or a spot dodge got you caught. I want to see something here. So when you're in PK fire, do you know how to get out of it?
Yeah, just DI away from him.
Yeah, okay, just making sure. Because yes, he threw out a second one, and sometimes you can kind of get finessed by that. But yeah, as long as you weren't trying to like SDI, it's literally just hold away and you can get out. It's unfortunate. Right here, I would have been looking for him to get scared of you, because right here, he threw out an attack, which is kind of weird. That was decent movement on his part as far as like just kind of get around that. But realistically here, if he doesn't air dodge, I would not be throwing out this forward tilt. If he's not scared, like I would be throwing out like a down tilt here just to keep yourself safe. If you get him off stage, then that's great. Or you could have tried, like this would have been the crazier thing to go for, but you could have gone for side B. And if he does not shield, then he's dead. Right? I understand why he went for forward tilt, because if he hit that, he probably would have died there too. However, he has that move, so back throws you, and that's just going to be unfortunate pain. Yeah, a lot of spot dodges. The biggest thing coming out as far as it's gotten you punished, I think you've been hit by PK fire twice from a spot dodge and once from a landing back air. Kind of like that. Yeah, he's trying to escape him. He's kind of figured out the sauce at this point. Unfortunate shield drop. I'm not sure how unsafe his back air is on shield, but I'm pretty sure you could actually go for an up B if he actually hits your shield first. So when he went for this, I think you tried to hit him at the same time. Yeah. Just got caught. Unfortunate. Right there, he could have killed you if you up aired. Not a whole lot you can really do in that situation. You kind of have to just eat that, which is unfortunate. Good catch there though. Keeping it close. Okay. Yeah. So back to what I was saying, like in our very first game, although you're not at high percent, you're not really in a position to be going for grabs as far as being down, right? Because he doesn't have to force the issue at all. So if he's gonna just dash back and forth and wait for something to go for PK fire, what you should be doing is making him scared and make him feel like he should be going for PK fire, and then that's what you either shield it, or the better case would be to jump over it. And offline, if he's, as long as, did you have sound in this or no? Like, could you hear the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could hear you.
So if you can hear the game, that means that you should have the time to react to PK fire and jump over it, come down with a fair, or come down with like an empty land into a side B, just knock him off stage, something like that, or even landing for a down tilt or forward tilt and push him off the stage to the side and go for a ledge trap. But if you're swinging first or going for those grabs, although your percent is not high, it's the fact that you're down. So no, you're not going to die from getting hit by PK fire at 0, depending on how good this guy is. But realistically, if you get that grab while he's at 0, it's not going to give you anything that's super substantial, right? It's just too much of a risk. Yeah, so like we said before, I think did he not just parry that? Pretty sure he just parried that. So yeah, he parried that and didn't get a punish, right? So same thing like I said before, when you went for the up tilt, if you went for like a down tilt or like a jump away back air, the situation that happened right here is like what I was saying before, right? Then you get your punish coming up right here. So this is like on your very first stock when you did the up tilt in the same situation, you got hit and then you just went for a spot dodge. Same situation, but down tilt, substantially faster, substantially safer. If you're throwing that out, it's really nothing he can do. He even parried it. He doesn't have the range to go for like a back air or anything out of shield to actually punish that, so nothing he can really do. He could have maybe gone for an instant dash attack if he was super ready for it, but your spacing was quite good, so he couldn't really get there. So throwing out your down tilt just to try and bait him into going for stuff like that. If you hit his shield, he absolutely couldn't punish it. The fact that he went for still got the parry, maybe could have done something else and got you, but more of that situation is what you want to try and set up. right? If you're throwing out your down tilt and he goes for PK fire at the exact same time, as long as you don't start your down tilt late, you should also be able to shield immediately just because it is so fast. Nice. There's the up B. Yeah. So once again, your side special, it's a punishing move, right? You don't really want to just run up and throw it out. You got lucky there. He messed up. Yeah, forward tilt once again. Forward tilt at 37. It's not worth doing, and you don't want to try. You don't want to get desperate. It feels painful. Oh, not like this. This might be death. Yeah, it feels very painful when you just can't get things going, right? But like right there, the forward tilt's just too slow. Here's the thing: if you didn't know he was going to shield and you're in a situation where you didn't actually react, you just kind of went for it, then that's where it gets scary. You can't really predict that unless you're like really paying attention, saying, okay, he's probably going to shield because in the past, or like his play style, whatever, he's shield heavy, let's just say. That's where a grab could have came into play there. But even then, I still would have probably gone for a down tilt on his shield because down tilt's -3. He can't do anything against that, which is insane. So if you have a move that's -3, you got to throw it out, right? Yeah, same thing. So for your Dancing Blade or Double Edge Dance, I'm not sure what each and every single move or every single swing is, but it's somewhere in the range of like -32 to like the last finishing it's like -40, right? The move itself I think comes out like frame 9, like the first swing, so it's fast. But if you miss, it's like missing an F smash. Yeah. Your fair is -5. So yeah, you're able to do something here. So if you're gonna come in with a, let's say a fair like that, -5 is great. If you land on his shield with that, if he tries to go for grab, it makes his grab, I think makes it frame 10 out of shield, adds 4 frames of hit stun onto the shield. So right here, you could have possibly gone for landing fair into a down tilt and like clanked with him, or you could have landing fair dashed away. If you just messed up, unfortunately, it looks like that's what happened. You tried to either dash away or something, or walk away, which should have been a dash. And if he just caught you, then it kind of is what it is. But you could have also gone for landing fair into a spot dodge and forced him to start going for jabs or up smashes. Okay. Right there, kind of fighting back. It worked out right there, but that could have been tragic as far as hitting you with that fair. Could have been fair, double done fair, landing fair. Or if you got up onto the platform, it could have been a lot worse. So you got lucky there, landing with that fair. Yep. So that's the name of the game right there, the whiff punishing. And although it might not feel like there was pressure on your end right there, it's the fact that you were so close. As soon as this came out, you're right over top of him, right? Dash away. He thinks he can catch the landing like a fair, which if you see someone overextending with grabs like this, you should be eating for free, basically. So if he's going to go for this grab, you wait for grab to come out. I'm not sure what it is for every single character, but it's roughly like 43 to like 50 frames of their entire animation. So very reactable, and they can't stop you, right? So if he throws this out, this is where side special comes into play the most. 100%. He throws this out, you throw out your side B, you get your damage, you reset, or you try and trap his landing. All right, knock him off stage. Right here. Yeah, the forward tilt. So I think, did you throw that out after he got up? Yeah, so right there, you're looking for a roll, I'm assuming. And you went for the down tilt. I don't mind that. I can say this, against Ness, and it's not every Ness, but a lot of Nesses do this, is if you're up here and you're ledge trapping, they're typically going to go for fair from ledge because it's super free for them. They'll go for like double jump fair to landing fair and just get their damage. Or if that's not working out, he might go for a get up attack. But if you're right there, they're going to at least try it, right? So if you go, instead of going for this roll read, go for down tilt, they're going to try and go for fair or something. Go for down tilt into your shield, into up B. Just try and catch him like that. Or shield, and then as he comes past you, you go for back right of shield as well. Try and catch him and knock him across the stage. You want to make, like, I don't think we've talked about this yet, but you want to try and make him believe that rolling is a good idea. And so far, I don't think we've established that. What just happened there? Yeah, it's just unfortunate. So right there, I don't know. He came down. So he went for his grab. Obviously, you guys got caught off guard. He just panicked, went for down tilt. That move's frame 2 as far as I know. Might be frame 3, but I'm pretty sure it's frame 2. So nothing you can really do in that situation to stop him unless you stay in shield. And even then, once you stay in shield, just up a shield, get him off of you, right? So his down tilt is a lot like Pikachu's jab, where if he's actually down tilting you, he's not safe to do that. It's not safe on hit, and it's not safe on shield either. So as you notice, once he hit you, right? As soon as he was able to, he ran away. He didn't try and push the issue because he's like, okay, I have to do this until I can get away from you, right? So in that situation there, I think you might have been able to jab him, because I know against Pikachu's jab for Marth, or a lot of characters. So Marth, I think his jab was like frame 6, which is not very fast. Your jab's frame 5. If he goes for jab, Marth, after he gets pushed away from Pikachu's jab, he can get Tipper jab and put on like 14. So for you, you might not have gotten a sweet spot jab, but you'd at least get damage and push him away. Just to know, if someone's on you with those types of down tilts. It's not the same for Ken and Ryu and Terry, because their down tilt actually does stuff. But for like Ness and for Ness and Pikachu, they're in a world of trouble. Oh my, that worked out. Nice. Yeah, honestly, that's one of the things too with Roy. And it sounds, I really want to make sure that if you take anything away from this, when I say you want to try to continuously apply pressure, that does not mean hold forward. And I know I already said that once, but like I said, I really want you to get this, because this was a good play, right? So you're staying close right there. As soon as he thinks I can just jump in and do what I want, you're swinging second, but you're counter hitting. That's what you want to do with Roy. Okay, if you constantly counter hit, he hits so hard as it is. Eventually, it's going to be a back air, or it's going to be a double-edged dance, because he overextends the dash attack, a fair, or a grab, or something like that, and you absolutely destroy him, right? On the flip side of it, if you're throwing out your attacks first, like if it's like side special or forward tilt or something like that, that's where you can be in trouble if you continuously throw it out first, just trying to catch him off guard for free. You're much better off if you want to jump in, literally jump in with Nair, jump in with fair, and then as soon as you land, going for your down tilt, or going for down tilt then dashing away, or then just dashing away, and see if they try and punish your landing leg of your aerials, which you have none of. Okay, so if you just try and do that with like a grab or a PK fire or whatever, you can go like landing fair, dash away. See, if he goes for PK fire, you jump back in, and then you're right on top of him immediately. Although you initiated the first bit of the situation by going for the fair, you're still counter hitting the PK fire with, like, let's say another fair, or landing into double-edged dance. Right there, I would have just let it rip. It's unfortunate. So right here, if I'm going to go for it, if I'm going to jump off stage, here's the thing. Right here, his air dodge is insane, so he could have maybe air dodged all the way from where he did. Like, he did do that anyways, but if he did a little bit lower. But if you had gone for your attack, let's get there. Right? If you just threw out your fair, but let's say you just went for a runoff fair and you threw it like right here, he has no interest in air dodging yet. Right? He's not gonna air dodge from there. There's no chance. And I want to point out too, I think, where is it? Yeah, right there. Since he already used his double jump, he can't now, of course, obviously double jump above you. So there's no reason to like run off stage, jump back and fair, because he's already as high as he could possibly be. So if you see that jump come out, he's checkmated right here. He's actually screwed, because up B would take way too long to come out. And if he air dodges from here, he probably is going to kill himself. So yeah, it's just knowing the limitations of the character there. Right there, I would have definitely went for double-edged dance. Here's the thing: if you ever see, and it's a panic thing sometimes that happens, and I'll say like I'll make the mistake of going for like with Falco, I'll go for forward tilt when I should have down tilted, or even going for an F smash because I genuinely had time. But if you see a situation happen like this where he's clearly missing, the panic option I'd rather see, say if he misses a dash grab or a dash attack, something that's very huge like this, he completely misses, say F smashes backwards, whatever it is. This is where double-edged dance should be coming out. Right? Or if you are really, really on top of your game, like I'll say double-edged dance would be a decent panic option. But if you were to, let's say, know for a fact he's going to miss this, or let's say you studied to this and you say, okay, I know if he throws out a dash attack, I'm going to try my best to be prepared. You could have F-smashed and probably killed him right here. Right? He's at 100. I know it's town and you're center stage, but you're also Roy. Yeah, right there, same thing. And honestly, I think right there. Had you hit him with double edge dance, he probably would have died. Right at 108 town, like narrow blast zone as far as insides, probably would have died. Lucky get up attack there. He almost outspaced that. Good timing on getting through the getting through the PK fire, but he could have also punished it too. Right there. It would have been risky to go for up B at a shield. You're still same stock. Right there. I will say, I think you ran out of iframes just because you're higher percent. Or maybe maybe not. I think maybe you tried to do something right there. That was decent on his part though. He did like a, I don't even know if that would be pivot cancel. I don't think he slides. He just ran up there and turned around down smash pretty fast. So that was good on his part, not gonna lie. The fact that he caught you there, that's honestly just a good play on his part to get there that fast. Yes, you could have gone for get up attack, but it's not, I haven't seen him go for that yet. So, of course, Nets can do that, but it's not guaranteed that he would. If you went for get up attack, he could have died as well. There you go. So, I don't know if you know this, but it's pretty stupid. I'm pretty sure that Lucas's is the same. PK Flash and PK Freeze are both like frame 40 attacks, but they're -8. So if they're -8, I'm not sure what the end leg is, but it's basically 0. So the fact that you were able to get that that's actually tighter than it looks. That was not a free kill, which is super annoying because if he is just shielded right there, then you could have been taken for a ride. Oh no, not like this. you hate to see it. So here's what I would say as far as if something like that happens, I know how it feels. It's extremely painful, but you do have 5 minutes and you're on town as Roy. So could you bring this back? It is possible, but the one thing you don't want to have happen is start chasing him, because whether he's a good player or he's cheesing you or he's trolling or whatever, every character in the game realistically does benefit from being chased, because now you're giving them opportunities to whiff punish you for overextending, right? You still got to play it as if the game is tied. So once again, another dangerous fair. I don't know why he didn't go for his last fair. Like right here, he could have just done it, but he just didn't do it. If you went in front of the fair right there, maybe would have caught you, but I don't think he did anything here. Yeah, he just did nothing. If he was already coming out with it, it might have traded. It's pretty close. It's based on where he is. The hitbox would have been up here a little bit, so maybe would have missed, but I don't know. He could have just kind of unga bunga and hope for the best. Also being up a stock just to get you off stage. Also, I don't want to overlook these fairs, right? This is a good fair. He can't do anything about this, right? You're crossing up his shield. In this situation here, probably wasn't a -5 fair, but like -6, 7, or 8. Even then, you get not super far away, but you're able to dash away. He can't do anything about that, right? I would say when you do hit a shield like that, he has gone for like a back air or a fair almost every single time. So this is where you could be shielding and then going for up B. So crossing up, shielding. You'd be putting him in a pretty tough situation where if you're doing that constantly, let's say crossing up with fair or back air and shielding, if he's not dropping shield, turn around and going for grab, then you should be able to punish him basically every single time. If he's jumping out of shield like this, if it's nairs, fairs, or back airs. But if he starts to, like, let's say, drop shield, turn around, grab, that's incredibly slow on his part, in which case you could be going for fair, land. You could even maybe flicker your shield or maybe not flicker your shield, dash out of the way, and then get your side special and get a punish. Oh no, not like this. Kind of a bad punish on his part. He probably could have won the game right there if he's cracked. Because since he's so close to you, PK Fire, he could have just done it again and again. That's prime PK Fire range to get like at least 3. Okay. Neutral. Okay. One thing you could be throwing in a little bit more is tomahawk grabs. The great that you tried to do it, but maybe you didn't need the cross up. Let's go for it in front of him. Oh no, not like this. The tragic ending. Dang, bro. I was gonna say, we had a very similar situation right here, right? Did he have his jump? He did. He just didn't jump. So, Okay, here, yeah, also saw his jump. So this is one of those situations too where you have to try and play as conservatively as possible, because even if somehow you killed him here, if he gimped you, obviously you lose. If you miss, even if you make it back here, you could get down smashed or up smashed at the ledge and still lose. So definitely don't want to be throwing yourself off stage. I know it's a dire situation as far as you just want to kill him and stop taking damage, but the number one thing I'm looking at when I'm trying to compete and I'm down by a deficit, no matter how big or how small the deficit is knowing that I'm not going to get timed out. There's no way he wins this by time, right? So let's say if you killed him, hypothetically here, if you killed him with a forward tilt, double edge dance, or like a full hop backer in the corner, and you're at 100, and he died like right here, right? Let's just say you get the situation right here, and you just somehow you just kill him right here, right? Or I think it's the next one. Yeah, right here. So let's just say the situation happened. You don't go off stage, you catch him right here, and he dies. You still have 4.5 minutes to get him to about 60, right? If you get him to 60 and you get a double edge dance right here, he's dead, right? If you catch him with a back air right here, like 40, he's dead, which is tragic for him. But you really, your character doesn't really even go off stage, unfortunately. He doesn't really do that type of a thing. If you're going to run off stage and go for the jump fair, you can do that, or go for a high back air, or like a run off and go for like a double jump back on stage with a down air, then that's fine. But you just don't want to be put into a situation knowing Ness's tools as far as edge guarding you, right? Going for down smash, even if, like, here's the thing, his down smash would just kill you at this point because you're at 100. But even if you're at like 30 and he doesn't kill you with down smash somehow, and let's say you have your jump and you don't get gimped, all that stuff, eventually you will get gimped if he doesn't mess it up, or eventually you will just straight up die. So going for this in the situation is just not worth doing, unfortunately.
All right.
Okay, so the biggest thing for me, as far as like a really quick recap, is when you're trying to play your footsies in neutral, and we can even play a little bit more. We have time for probably like 2 or 3 more games. Is using a lot more down tilt so that you're not getting yourself exposed for missing forward tilts and double edge dances, right? If you're going to land on a shield with a forward tilt, or so with a forward air, if you land on a shield with a forward air, you should, if you're going for the cross up, dashing away just to see what somebody does is fine, and then going for the punish, or landing and going for shield to try and force, if I want to punish you, to draw shield and turn around and go for a grab, right? Or if you are going to land with a fair or an air in front of my shield, just know that you do have time typically to land and run away or spot dodge. If someone catches on to you for spot dodging, of course you have to mix it up, but you have to still test them. If I'm just like panic grabbing immediately and I'm getting that grab, there's a chance you're trying to do something else. Like, let's say you're landing with fair, then trying to forward tilt, and I'm grabbing you before forward tilt comes out, or double edge dance, right? Which it shouldn't work, but honestly, it just does. The math works out in my favor that if you go for the landing fair into F tilt, and I go for a grab immediately as the fair hits my shield, I'm gonna get that grab, right? But if you spot dodge or just run out of the way, I'm probably gonna miss the grab. Okay, so the other part too would just be counter hitting as a whole. Let the opponent make a mistake first, then punish them hard with your side B or your tilts or your nair or back air, something like that. If you do want to be aggressive, you gotta get in there in the air or down tilt at the very best.
Yeah, and I will say, for the most part, sometimes whenever I'm playing, I tend to have my game plan in mind, but then like during the match, like I want to say in the middle of it, like second stock, I just go into autopilot, and I just just goes out of my head about what I want to do, and so I start throwing moves like, maybe this will work, then I'll do this,
So
and it doesn't.
yeah, when that situation happens, it's, you can call it autopilot, but it's more so autopilot of desperation, saying I just want to be winning, right? So when that situation happens, that's where you can fall apart and become predictable, because like, okay, he's just trying to get kills, so he's going for double edge dance, F smash, the forward tilts, just whatever you can to try and just get me dead as much as he possibly can, right? So if I see that, if I know you're playing a character like Roy who does not have a kill throw, I can run up and just shield, and it feels like, more often than not, if you're genuinely panicking, just trying to get kills, you're probably never going to try and grab me, right? The composed player, what the composed player would do is say, although you can't kill me with a grab, you trust in your ledge trapping. So you're going to just get a grab, forward throw, ledge trap, and try and kill me like that.
Right.
it's not a fun answer, but it's the truth. As far as if you
No.
give in, then that's how you die.
Yeah.